I do not think anything is more impactful from a recovery standpoint than getting enough sleep, getting enough consistently good sleep. And we're going to dive into some of the reasons why, but I think this is something that's often either overlooked or underappreciated. Most people think about diet first in terms of recovery, and a lot of other details that aren't necessarily maybe lifestyle habit related, but a lot of your lifestyle habits can and will impact your ability to recover, and sleep is probably at the forefront of all of those. The vast majority of your recovery and growth and the adaptations you want to have from your workout routine, it's going to happen when you're sleeping. So you're going to want to treat your body well and recover and make a ton of progress. Well, you need to be sleeping enough. That's just a matter of the fact that's what you have to be doing. Most adults need somewhere between 7 to 9 hours per night on a consistent basis. Understandably, that's difficult for people depending on your phase of life. But if you can get into that 7 to 9 hour window, that's ideal. Oftentimes that means you're going to have to probably change some of your habits to make that happen. Like, I think it's very important, and there's a lot of research to suggest and prove this, that if you go to bed at the same time every day and wake up at the same time every day, and yes, that means the weekends too, you can, over time, as you're consistent with that, actually condition your body's hormones to promote really good sleep for that 7 to 9 hours that you're in bed. Now, that means you're probably going to have to turn off your favorite show, or maybe binge watch Netflix a little bit less, or put your phone down, or God forbid, maybe even turn your phone off so that you can get to bed on time. But the more you do it, the better you're going to feel. And the better you feel over time, the better your progress is, the better you recover. It's probably going to make it actually easier and easier for you to get to bed on time. But it's going to help you release melatonin, and that's going to help you go to sleep quicker and more easily. And then in the morning, your body's going to wake up. It's going to be conditioned to wake up at those same times as well. So cannot stress that enough. 7 to 9 hours is ideal. And if you can get into that window of time somehow, I would highly recommend it. Now, a bad night of sleep here or there probably isn't going to impact your progress all that much, which is nice. For a lot of us, you can get decent enough sleep most of the time, but you have like a stressful day at work, or you have something coming up the next day that you're focused on, and maybe it impacts your sleep. Maybe your kids wake you up in the middle of the night, whatever the case may be. We all have bad nights of sleep here and there. And it's good to know that, like, if that happens on occasion, it's probably not going to impact your progress all that much, if at all. Probably won't impact your recovery all that much, if at all. It's when it gets chronic that we run into problems. But I've experienced this quite a bit over the years, where I'll have a bad night and I'll actually sometimes go into my workouts the next day thinking well, I only slept 4 hours, so this is going to be a crappy training session today. And then I end up having some of my best workouts after really bad nights of sleep. So you can kind of surprise yourself with your ability to perform after a bad night of sleep. But what that bad night of sleep is going to do is just put more emphasis on the upcoming nights of sleep, because you do need to get back into a rhythm. You do need to get back to getting enough sleep to allow your body to actually recover. When you get into the equation of several bad nights, chronic poor sleep, that's where it's a big problem, not only for recovery, but from a general health standpoint as well. When you're sleeping, you're not only repairing and recovering your body physically, but there are, different sleep cycles you go into with REM sleep, rapid eye movement, and deep sleep. These different sleep cycles and phases of sleep that we go through help us recover our body, but also have a lot of recovery of the brain as well. So when you're chronically getting bad or not enough sleep, you're not going to be experiencing enough of these sleep cycles, which means you're not going to be recovering at all from a mental or a physical standpoint. And then you run into the situation where, if you're mentally not all there and you're trying to train hard, it's probably not going to go well. Your technique could be off, you could get injured, or you'll just be so lethargic that you won't be able to put the best effort into this workout that you can or that you want to. And as we talked about before, like you need to go into the gym and be able to train legitimately hard to continue to push your body to want to recover and adapt. But if you can't put in that effort level, that stimulus won't be there. Or if you find a way to have the effort level be there, well, your body probably won't have the resources to recover because you're not getting enough sleep. So it really can snowball in the wrong direction. If you're regularly deficient in sleep, you're more likely to get injured. You're more likely to plateau with your progress. Your energy levels are going to be worse. Training performance could dip. Your stress levels could increase. That's another aspect of poor sleep. Can also, we've seen this a lot in research, poor sleep can also affect your decision-making nutritionally. Dietary choices just tend to get worse when you have poor sleep. You reach for the easy thing because you're tired. The easy thing tends to be highly processed, highly palatable, which means it's very easy to overeat on it. It's probably not high in protein. It's probably higher in sodium and sugar and, all those things. So that's going to bleed into your ability to recover. It's bad. Poor sleep chronically is bad. And I don't think that there's a more important aspect to your recovery than sleep. I've seen this a lot. You can make, regardless of your goal, you can make pretty decent progress with a crappy diet, but if you have great sleep. But I'm not so sure that the flip side of that is true. I'm not so sure that you can have a great diet, but terrible sleep, like 4 hours a night, and make the progress that you're looking for. It just does not tend to work out that way. So if you're going to take anything from this episode, sleep from a recovery standpoint is the first and most important thing that you should be focused on. Because if sleep is out of whack consistently, you're going to be making it very hard on yourself.